Hey, what's up guys? SpaceX have made another historic event and made America back in space business by launching two astronauts into space on the Crew Dragon from SpaceX from American soil after several years. Let's have a look into what, how and why they have done it. This launch is very important for SpaceX and NASA as this performs as a test flight to the ISS docking and splashdown for future mission flights. Let's rewind a bit and see in detail from the beginning. The astronauts who flew on the Dragon are the Bob Behnken and Doug Hartley. Now they get suited up for the launch. This suit is tailor-made for their body, and this suit is designed to look cool and performs safety features as well. After they suit up, the astronauts have a little chit-chat and a selfie with the NASA administrators. Now the astronauts walk out through this historic door where when during the shuttle program, all astronauts walk out of this door and get into this weird looking van. But now Elon thought differently. As soon as they walk out of the doors, they say goodbye to their families and then they get into the Tesla Model X. This Tesla Model X is not same as you see it on the roads. This is specially modified for the spacesuit, which provides cooling and various support features for the suit and gives a joyride to the Launch Complex 39A of Kennedy Space Center, which is also a historic launch pad for NASA, as NASA previously made astronauts to land on the moon using this launch pad. After Bob and Doc reach the launch pad, they get to the level called 255, and then they walk on the crew access arm to the Crew Dragon, which is human-rated capsule. This Dragon consists of two main parts. One is capsule and the trunk. This trunk contains the unpressurized cargo and also contains solar arrays to provide power to the Dragon during the flight or when docked to the ISS. The capsule is the pressurized section mainly for transport of people. Since people transportation is concerned, this Dragon is equipped with the integrated launch escape system, which is capable of accelerating the vehicle to 11.8 meter per second instantly away from the rocket in emergency situations, which is powered by the Super Draco engines. Now let's look into the interior of the Crew Dragon. The interior is completely new and different to the astronauts. Previously during this shuttle program, there would be a lot of switches, circuit breakers for attitude and communication control. But here, SpaceX team have developed the touchscreen systems for attitude and communication control, which looks straight out of the science fiction movie. And now, the Bob and Dog have boarded and strapped to the Crew Dragon. The technicians perform hatch closing and perform leak checks to ensure safety. Then the ground station from NASA and SpaceX perform communication checks, aka comm checks. At T-45 minutes, the crew access arm is being pulled away from the Dragon and engaging all safety features for the loading of the propellant in the Falcon 9. Then at T-42 minutes, the ground station requests the astronauts to close their visors and arm the launch escape system.
Dragon in 7.2, visors are closed, we're arming launch escape system.
Copy.
At T-35 minutes, the Falcon 9 rocket is pumped up with the propellants for the first stage. This fuel is not similar to the ones we use in our vehicles. It is the RP1 with LOX fuel, which is a rocket-grade kerosene with cryogenic liquid oxygen. These are mixed in a specific manner to fire up these engines. Then at T-20 minutes, the second stage gets pumped. As you look closer, while pumping the props to the second stage, a white cloud is seen from the rocket. It is because the second stage is been loading liquid oxygen, which we need to chill the pumping line, and moist air is condensed around it, which gives the cloud. This Falcon 9 has 9 Merlin engines on the first stage of flight and a single Merlin vacuum engine in the second stage. This second stage engine is used after the separation of the first stage. Now let's enjoy the final moments before liftoff.
Falcon 9 is in startup. Dragon is in countdown. FTS is armed for launch.
Under a minute now, the FTS, the flight termination system, has been armed.
Dragon, SpaceX, go for launch.
SpaceX Dragon, we're go for launch. Let's light this candle.
T-minus 30 seconds.
Stage 1 tanks pressing for flight.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon. Go NASA, go SpaceX. Godspeed, Bob and Doug.
America has launched.
One Alpha.
And so rises a new era of American spaceflight,
Stage 1
and with it
propulsion
the
is nominal.
ambitions of a new generation continuing the dream. 20 seconds into flight, stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
T plus 30 seconds into this historic mission. Flying crew on board Dragon and Falcon 9, and look at them go.
Falcon power telemetry nominal.
M1D throttle down.
We're throttling down to get ready for the period of maximum dynamic pressure. We're in the throttle bucket. Reports say all systems
The
are
max
go.
Q is the condition where the vehicle experiences maximum pressure.
Vehicle is supersonic.
We've exceeded Mach 1 on the Falcon 9.
M1D throttle up.
We're throttling back up to full power as we're through
Bravo.
max Q.
Copy, 1 Bravo.
And we heard that 1 Bravo call out. That's just the second abort zone that they're in. They'll continue to be on this until the first stage has done its job and they switch over to the second. At this point, Bob and Doug pulling about 2.3 Gs, 2.3 times the Earth's gravity, already moving at over 1,500 miles per hour.
We've heard the call out for MVAC engine chill. That's getting the MVAC engine ready to light. That'll come at about 2:44 into flight. Right now, everything continuing to look good. Next major event coming up is going to be the triple. We'll have main engine cutoff of the 9 first stage engines, stage separation, and then ignition of the second stage engine to continue to carry astronauts into orbit. Coming up in about 20 seconds.
M1D throttle down.
We heard we're throttling down the Merlin engines on the first stage.
MECO is abbreviated as main engine cutoff. The first stage is separated and second stage gets ignited.
And we have MECO.
MECO.
2 Alpha.
Falcon stage separation confirmed.
Copy, 2 Alpha.
MVAC ignition.
All right, we have stage separation confirmed. The first stage beginning its flight back. The second stage being powered by that single Merlin 1D vacuum engine has ignited and is now
Acquisition of signal
carrying
loss.
Bob and Doug into orbit. So they're going to continue under the power of this second
Stage 2
stage,
propulsion is nominal.
which will cut off at SECO, or second engine cutoff, at about 8 minutes and 44 seconds into today's flight. So a little over 5 minutes to go still on this second stage. You heard the call out to Alpha, so they're now in the longest abort zone that carries them all the way from about North Carolina up the eastern seaboard almost to Canada. Things looking good though, getting good call outs, nominal propulsion on that second stage. Bob and Doug continuing to make their way into orbit.
Dragon SpaceX nominal trajectory.
Acquisition of signal in Bermuda.
SpaceX Dragon, nominal trajectory.
All right, here in nominal trajectory, so Dragon pointed in the right direction, continuing to make their flight uphill. heard acquisition of signal Bermuda. That's one of the other ground stations that they're using to get telemetry and data back from this spacecraft.
Stage 2 propulsion is still nominal.
A little over 4 minutes, 40 seconds into the flight. Bob and Doug flying at more than 5,600 miles
Dragon
per hour.
SpaceX nominal trajectory.
Already almost 200 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center. Nominal trajectory continuing. And while they continue uphill, looks like we are getting a view of the first stage as well.
Yep, on your right screen, you can see that first stage with the grid fins deployed. It's making its way back to attempt to land on our drone ship, Of Course, I Still Love You today. And we're just about a couple minutes away from the entry burn, and that's where 3 of the 9 Merlin engines do ignite to help slow the vehicle down as it re-enters back into the Earth's atmosphere. And then after the entry burn will be the landing burn, which is just a single engine
Dragon
burn.
SpaceX nominal trajectory.
And you heard
Nominal
starting
trajectory.
chill for entry burn.
there's that call out. They are still on a nominal trajectory on Dragon, still on second stage, and that's that MVAC engine on second stage on your left screen. Again, on your right screen is that first stage booster coming back towards our drone ship, Of Course, I Still Love You. We're about a minute away from entry burn.
Meanwhile, that second stage continuing to power Dragon into orbit. Again, if you're keeping an eye on that timer, that's going to continue to burn until 8 minutes and 44 seconds into flight. So a little over 2 minutes from now, we'll hear the call out SECO. It'll then be a little
Stage 2 propulsion is still good.
A little over 3 minutes until Dragon physically separates from the second stage of the Falcon 9 after the upper
Dragon
stage gets a
SpaceX
chance.
nominal trajectory.
Dragon copies, nominal trajectory.
Continuing to check in with Bob and Doug as they are on a nominal trajectory. Just about 10 seconds away from that first stage, starting that entry burn on your right screen. We should be able to see that view live.
Entry burn. It is a stage where the rocket reignites to reduce the speed while approaching to the drone ship.
And there is that entry burn
Acquisition of signal,
beginning.
New Hampshire.
This burn lasts about 36 seconds long.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
That entry burn continues. We're just about a minute away from SECO. We'll have a number of events all happen in rapid succession. It'll be the
shutdown.
second engine cutoff.
Stage 1
We'll
entry
be
burn
looking
shut
for
down.
that stage 1 landing burn shortly after.
Yeah, actually, just within a few seconds of each other. It's such a cool view on your left screen, seeing Bob and Doug on Dragon. Right now you can see the displays that they are seeing right now themselves.
Terminal guidance.
MVAC throttle step.
We are coming up 25 seconds or so away from SECO, or second engine cutoff.
This is also the point where Bob and Doug are experiencing their highest G-force. We're seeing the counter tick up to right about
Stage 1
1.8.
transonic.
Copy Shannon.
You heard Shannon, so that just means they're in their final abort zones. If they were to abort at this point, it would either be an abort to orbit or to land off the coast of Ireland. Standing by for second
Stage 1
engine
landing
cutoff
startup.
confirmation.
MVAC throttle step.
SECO is abbreviated as second engine cutoff,
MVAC shutdown.
where
Stage
second
1
stage engine gets stopped.
Confirmation of SECO's second engine cutoff.
Now we are waiting for our first stage to make its way to our drone ship. Of course, I still love you.
Dragon SpaceX nominal orbital insertion.
Didn't get confirmation, nominal
Dragon
orbital
Capsule.
insertion.
While the Falcon
Nominal
rocket
orbital
approaches the drone ship, the Falcon
What you're seeing on
rocket
your screen
maneuvers
is a live
correctly
view of our drone
by
ship,
performing landing burn.
where our first
Here we
stage
expect
will
the
be
loss of
coming down.
signal due to the vibration on the antenna on the drone
Looks like we
ship.
lost that live view, but we'll wait for confirmation of that landing shortly here.
Falcon 9 first stage successfully landed.
And
aboard
there you
course
can see on your screen, Falcon 9 has landed. This is the first Falcon 9 to carry humans to orbit, so very exciting for us. And as you can see on your right screen, Bob and Doug are still making their way to their targeted orbit.
M1D to recovery 1.
So exciting today.
M1D.
It doesn't stop.
It does not stop.
All right, we did hear again that call out, good orbital insertion, so that means Falcon 9 and Dragon right now exactly where they're supposed to be.
And Dragon is now correctly inserted in the orbit as Bob celebrates it by throwing off the toy he brought with him, and they experience
Looks like we
the
saw a
zero
G
gravity.
indicator floating around there. I know Bob and Doug owe us a little bit about what exactly that is that they brought up with them.
And before separation, before Dragon initiates separation from the second stage, they do make sure to make, they do ensure that the vehicle is not spinning and it is in good condition before we separate.
That's right, the upper stage does small attitude maneuver using some cold gas thrusters built into the rocket body itself.
Exactly, so we do expect that separation to occur in about a minute from now, but they do wait until they have full confirmation that it is ready to separate. Such cool views. I cannot get over this view that we are seeing right now. Bob and Doug on the right screen inside of Crew Dragon out in space.
Yeah, already 200 kilometers over planet Earth, or a little over 124 miles, traveling in excess of 2,700 meters. 27,000 meters per second, or about 16,000 miles per hour. Again, we're just standing by. That separation event should be coming up shortly. Then they'll begin a series of checks on the Draco thrusters that are going to be used to maneuver and then power Dragon on its flight to the International Space Station. Standing by for separation.
Expected loss of signal, wallops.
Here comes the time where the second stage gets separated
Sounds
from
like we
the
had
Crew
an
Dragon.
expected LOS loss of signal with one of the ground stations. Waiting for confirmation now of that setup.
Dragon separation confirmed.
Dragon separation confirmed.
There is a great view right in front of you
Countdown
of
one is
Dragon
emerged.
separating.
Separation confirmed.
And there's that call out. Dragon is now officially making its way to the International Space Station today.
And as you see, the Dragon is floating away from the
Dragon
second stage
SpaceX,
engine.
That separation call, we have a few words for you from our Falcon 19.
Standing by.
Dragon, Chief Engineer on Dragon to Ground. Bob Doug, on behalf of the entire launch team, thanks for flying with Falcon 9 today. We hope you enjoyed the ride and wish you a great mission.
Thanks, Bala. Congratulations to you and the F9 team for the first human ride for Falcon 9. And it was incredible. Appreciate all the hard work, and thanks for the great ride to space.
Copy all.
Oh,
Good
and
luck.
like, proud of you guys and the rest of the team. Thank you so much for what you've done for us today, putting America back into low Earth orbit from the Florida coast.
Copy all. Good luck. Godspeed.
And Dragon is making their way to the ISS. See you in the next part of the video. And that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Thank you for watching. Do leave a like, comment, and I'll try to answer as much as possible. And subscribe to have more videos like this.